Alright, hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to Play Painted Live. Hope you guys are having a good Thursday evening. Here we go with another one of these. I'm going to be painting in a very live situation here. I've got uh, one kid falling asleep behind me, and I got the other one running around the house screaming. Typical 9 p.m. night. I don't think the little guy's going to go to bed anytime soon, but I was doing some painting on Black Canary here, and I figured, why not? I want to actually get in a little closer, so we're going to modify our shot a little bit. So hang on tight. Let's see if we can get in a little bit closer here. Without, there we go. And then let's see if I can get, I can't get this to really shade or focus in the best way. But yeah, this is, so we're working on Black Canary, and then, you know, just kind of similar palette. Working on this Officer of the Law as well. And we're, you know, kind of plugging along here. The skin is okay. It's a little rough. But I think overall I'm okay with it. Maybe I just want a tiny little wash, just to kind of clean up the edges a little bit. So I think we may do that. Let's just we'll do like a really thin wash, just to kind of help even out the layering that I did. Okay. But yeah, this is what we're going to be working on tonight. You can see all the major colors are already blocked in. So it's really just, from here, it's really just getting all these details where we want them. Okay. So I really want, with regards to this skin wash, and this is P3 Flesh Wash. It's one of my favorites. I just want to get that in there, right? And I don't know if this is looking a little too, this might be looking a little too light on your screen. Maybe we turn the brightness down a little bit. There we get a little bit more. There. Now you can kind of see the colors a little bit better, I hope. And we're trying to get, you can see where this line here just isn't the best. All right, so I'm gonna clean that up a little bit too. There we go. So we clean that up a little bit. Hey, what's up? Just working on a little Black Canary. It's not, so I gotta, even still, I still want to blend this a little bit. What are you doing? You painting? Gaming? Right. Just trying to keep this line super clean there. Okay. And then we got, thanks. Yeah. Been looking, you know, I didn't really like the Birds of Prey Canary sculpt for 3rd edition, and that's all we had forever. And now we have another option, and now I want to paint this other option and maybe put it on the board, see how she runs. This is actually, this is the base that she comes with, which is the weirdest thing of all, right? She looks like, I mean, if you look at Canary, this is a very different sculpt than what you're seeing from Night models most of the time now, right? Because um, Green Arrow also has a base just like this, but it is a Night model base. It's a resin topper, and a lot of the Night models, the newer ones, have these. But in particular, this one is very different because it looks like it's like a D&D base. It looks like I stuck her on a D&D base, but no, that's the base that she comes with. So that's interesting. Okay, so also I want to do this without. So this is supposed to be this like bustier thing is supposed to be a little leathery, right? It's supposed to look like a leather kind of bustier thing, and I don't know if I want to go like full bore, like throw an ink on it, or if I go even maybe get a little creative and put like a turquoise ink on it. It might be kind of cool, right, to give it a little bit of like a turquoise type shine to it. There's also like I have like a midnight blue ink, which would help it match the rest of the model, which is kind of cool. So there's a few different options I could look at here. I think black, like a soot black ink would be the best. Let's see. It's rubber black. I have carbon black. Carbon black is not bad. Also, armor wash may not be bad either. Ah. Yeah. So, could do carbon black or armor wash. Armor wash is still safer. And armor wash will give me a little bit of a sheen. That's the neat thing about armor wash is it should give me like a leather, right? If I'm going for like a shiny leather look. Let's go for it. But yeah, her and Green Arrow come on these style bases, and it's just so weird. It's like, oh, you're, just playing the weirdest looking D&D character. All right. So I know on screen you don't get a good feel for sheen or anything like that. You're not seeing like how shiny this is, but it's actually doing what I hoped it would do, which is give me a little bit of shine and bring these details closer to black. Yeah, P3 Armor Wash it's excellent. It's just a really, really good, like, versatile wash. Right. I can even use it on the other cop there, which is probably what I'm going to do right now, is I'm going to use it on the other cop. Right. So before I do the flesh wash on the legs, we're going to do P3 Armor Wash on the cop's, her equipment here. Taser. This is all. This is always a really fun mini. I like this. You know, obviously everyone loves Officer Merkel from the starting set, but because he is very good, he's a workhorse. All right. I think we're at a pretty good spot here. We'll let those dry. The other thing I want to do is I'm going to give the hair a very light wash. I'm going to try light clay. So hopefully that doesn't. Yeah, this looks perfect. This should give me the detail I want on the hair without dirtying it up too far, right? That's actually, yeah, that's pretty good. I know I don't know how much of that you can pick up on camera, but that is doing exactly what I hoped it would do. It's good. Okay. All right. Little armor wash back here. Okay. Now let's do the flesh wash on the rest of, we'll do the flesh wash on the legs here. Again, all I'm really trying to do is just soften up the kind of, it's a little dry looking. Her legs look a little, these look a little bit on the chalky side. So let's unify this with a very soft flesh wash. There we go. There you go. We even getting a little bit of like a fake muscle tone in that as well. It's quite nice. Okay. Yeah, she's looking pretty good. Now I want to let's highlight the jacket a little bit. And I'm going to do something that I've been doing lately that's kind of interesting, right? So this is dark Prussian blue, right? And it looks pretty good. And I just want to I want it to scream a little bit because that's me. So I'm going to use this fluorescent blue, which can be very hard to highlight with because it kind of globs and it doesn't thin down very well. But that's not why you use fluorescent paints. You want fluorescent paints to kind of grab and roll. But I'm going to use it. I'm going to use them here to really just get. And the other part to this too is it's not like there's a lot of blue here for this fluorescent to really scream out. But it is giving me just a nice clean look. Okay. And it's going to look different than the cop uniform, right? I don't want her to look like she's wearing a cop's jacket, like a cop's short coat with her outfit. So we're going to take the cop and actually want to shade her outfit down a little bit. So I should have like a midnight blue. Right? I did have a thought to just stick black Canary, because there's a normal cobblestone base under here. Right? It looks like this underneath. And I thought about doing it, but filling the middle with the gap filler and that kind of stuff is just that was just sounding too annoying for me. All right, so dark blue here. I gotta remember this is the color scheme I'm going to be using because I have to go back and paint Merkel in the other cop. Because right now, believe it or not, as good as Officer Merkel is, I do not have him on any of my lists. And I know that sounds like heresy to some of you, but it's true. I'm not running Merkel in these lists. I'm running some, I want to run kind of some unusual Batman lists. Like specifically Batman lists. Which I never had an interest in actually playing Batman in when I play BMG, but now I'm just finding like some fun stuff that I think he can do, and his playstyle can be pretty fun. It's not Riddler fun. Don't get me wrong. It's not as fun as Riddler, but it's pretty fun. You get a good mix of suspect play and you get some combat as well, right? See, so she's gonna look different than her. Now I'm gonna keep pushing these blues further apart, right? Oh, hey, thanks, Nelson. Cool, man. Yeah, I'll have a look at that. Appreciate all your help, friend. You've been very, very helpful. Okay. You can see I'm going a little brighter here on the highlights for Canary. And so I'm very I was very excited to be able to play the the Canary, the non-movie Canary, right? I want to play the comic Canary. So I was excited when this model came out. And if I'm being honest with you, when I saw her stats, I was pretty disappointed. At first glance, I was pretty disappointed. I did not want an 80-point free agent Canary. I wanted a potential sidekick leader for Birds of Prey that would, top out somewhere around 75 or less. Right. That was the other Canary. I think she was like 66 points, and you could run her. She could lead Birds of Prey, or she could be a free agent in in any other list you want. She's much more economical, at least at first sight, versus this one. She had reinforced gloves. She just seemed more practical, and so when this one came out, I was a little disappointed. But I've got ideas. I'm working ideas. I think I may have a way to run her in a manner that I would find fun for me. So I'll be working on that. All right. Nelson, I got to get you your God tier. Let me know when you're around. All right. In fact, let me take a break for 2 seconds. I want to look at my phone. Oh, wow. Yeah, this looks good, man. This looks very, very good. Let me know what I need to do next, and I'll get to work, man. Thank you so much. That looked very good. Okay. So we got that going on. Let's get a little bit of some highlight color here on. I'm gonna just call her Officer Officer Jen, because she looks like a Jen. Officer Jen. She does look like a Jen. She has a little stun gun. You tell him, Officer Jen. You don't need to be like, you don't need to get like super fancy with this one, right? She's a cop. She's a 26-point cop. She can, the fact that she looks like that is that's already pretty good, right? We're gonna spend more time on Canary. Okay. And then once we've got Canary in a good state, I'll I'll show you guys what I am thinking about. All right, so here we go. So we're gonna do some highlight, a little bit of highlighting on the base, and actually, I don't really see much need to do highlighting on the base now that I'm looking at it. What I do want to do though, so let's continue on with this like leather look here on her little corset. All right, so I'm just gonna pick out these vertical lines. The sad thing is I have an Adam West Batman on behind me that I will not start, and his color palette is very compatible with this. But I'm running into that point now where I'm having a hard time storing all my Batman in one box. So could be time to start looking at selling some of my Batman. Selling off some of the crews I don't feel like running. Right now though, with the way we're like exploring all these different crews, that's a problem because I like every time we play, it's like I feel like I want to play a different crew and learn something new. But okay, so as you can see, that wasn't the cleanest job doing that, but I'm gonna disguise that back in with my dark gray, right? There we go. She'll be screaming at dudes in no time on the board. Okay. Getting there. Now here's the thing. If you look at her face, I know we can't really get a good focus on her face. She looks like a zombie right now on the screen. Her eyes, they made her eyes so tiny. They made them so tiny, and I put a little, I did the eyeshadow. I went the eyeshadow route so that you could at least see eyes, because as obviously I don't paint as well as the studio art, but if you look at this face on the studio art, like the eyes are super tiny. They're super tiny. You can't really get in, and I can't really get in and do that kind of work. That's just super hard. So mine just looks a little, she just looks a little sluttier. I know she looks kind of like a little bit like a zombie here. If you see her in live though, it's not as bad as it looks there. I mean, I could try to make the eyes even smaller, but I just don't want to. I think it looks okay. Her head, her like face just seems so small. If you've been looking at the silhouette there, like her face is so small. But she looks pretty cool for the most part. Okay, well, let's just a couple other areas here I want to highlight. Just rocks, stuff like that. Yeah, put some flowers on the base too. Might as well, right? If we're gonna go with this like crazy, like woodland style base, I could put in um, like a set of flowers or something. It's just so weird. It's just such an odd, like Jose says, it's like just such an odd choice. Um, Man, I even looking at this miniature raw, like unprimed and raw, I was like, what do you do with those eyes? They're so small. Okay. Okay, I think, I think we're pretty good. I think we're gonna, here's what we'll do. Could have played some Persona tonight. Nah. Been playing a lot of Persona. And I'm enjoying the game. Obviously, right? Because I've been playing a lot of it. But, you know, it, it's such a time sink. If I'm being honest with you, I don't even know how I'm finding time to do that. Well, one, um, the miniature, up late with kids and miniature painting hasn't been as like full as it usually is. So I'm just like painting kind of smaller one-offs. I, I don't know why I started painting this. I mean, the base here. I don't know if I don't know if I can say I'm done with her. I mean, she looks pretty well done. Oops, screwed up. Well, we can talk. Yeah, we could talk about. Let me share. Let me spoil you guys what this is. Why I'm painting these two particular models. So let me just get the on Officer Sally here. I'm Officer Sally because this is something that like me and Sean we monkey around with lists and deck builds for Batman all the time. And we were trying to figure out, well, he's trying to figure out like some organized crime stuff he wants to run. Um, and, lately I've been focusing on like Doom Patrol and trying to talk myself into actually putting together all the Birds of Prey stuff so I could jump into that project, which is more about me hypothesizing that Birds of Prey is currently the weakest faction in BMG. Oh man, I got stray hair on this brush, and it is not wanting to correct. Come on. There we go. I did that without saliva. Good. The people that lick brushes kind of terrify me. I know a lot of you guys do that, but don't do that. All right. Anyway, let's put my paints aside for a second. See, I could have been painting him too, but he's not part of the plan, sadly. um, Sean he's an Adam West Batman player. I thought for a minute that I was an Adam West Batman player. I'm not an Adam West Batman player. I like a lot of his rules are pretty cool, but let's jump into this. Whoops. All right. And you know what we're going to do? It's going to be hop on the phone time. Right? Okay. Ah, here we go. Okay. Now let's put this on screen. Does it still remember? Nope. Gotta delete that. And then let's add it. Okay. There we go. Okay. You guys remember this whole thing with looking at Batman stuff while we're talking? Let's go ahead and do that. So, yeah, like I was saying, me and Sean always play around with Batman lists, and he is an Adam West guy. And for me, I turned out to be, with regards to Batman, I turned out to be a Christian Bale Batman guy. Okay, I think Bale Man is really to my playstyle. He is such a cool, like stealth missile type Batman, and he's only 120 rep, so he is one of the cheaper Batman, right? But like like I said, one of my side missions really is to try to figure out what is this model really good for, because she's an 80 rep free agent that does single star damage, right? That's not so great. That's not so great. But I'm trying to find the spot for her, right? Why would I ever take her over Black Cat? Black Cat is so stupidly good right now. I think she is the best free agent in the game because of what she gets you in terms of how she can help you score basically any deck. I've had activations where I can score with her, with just her activation. I'm scoring like 3, 5, 7 VP per activation. The last game that I played against Matt, which I lost, but was losing real bad. But the only reason why I even came close was because Catwoman was scoring like 5 to 7 points per activation, which is amazing, right? So I still think Catwoman is the strongest free agent, or one of the best free agents in the game, if not the best free agent. And I just think an 80-point free agent like Black Canary, you don't take unless you have very specific reason, right? The 80 points puts her in, or 80 rep, sorry, 80 rep puts her in the same neighborhood as Bronze Tiger, right? And you're like, man, I could take Bronze Tiger for that. Like I could do. Can you take Bronze Tiger in a Batman? Can you take Bronze Tiger in a Batman list? Let's find out. Bronze Tiger's 85 points. He's not on here, so you can't take Bronze Tiger. But you get what I'm saying. Bronze Tiger is an incredible free agent. Look, I could take Robot Man as a free agent, or Negative Man. Negative Man's only 1 point. How is Negative Man 1 point cheaper than Canary? Like, Negative Man is really good. Look at, and then here's your other 80-point competitor right here. Oh, too small. But Red Hood Rebirth. Now look at this bad boy. Right? So for the same cost, I could be running this monster. Look at this guy. So 7/7 stats, fours where it counts, 13-inch base move, and then he's got 2 incredible melee weapons, right? The katana is always super reliable, handy, sharp. Now, on a Batman, oh, sorry, Nelson. We don't want those messages on air. Uh, uh, I'll just keep, you can keep sending me stuff. I'll just flip past it and read it in a sec. But on a Batman crew, you don't really need to do double blood, handy, sharp. But like Teen Titans, some of those other crews where I want to like wreck some fools, it's pretty damn useful. The crowbar, though, look at the crowbar, right? Blunt 2, handy, heavy, devastating. That's an amazing weapon. That's an amazing weapon. I put in so much work with this dude. So, 4/4, acrobat, brutal harden, Kevlar vest for if you're going to shoot him anyway. And then he has that nice shotgun. He has his own objective card, which is pretty nice. And then he has Searcher, which is a really nice ability. Removes a resource from your opponent. Right? This guy, 80 threat. Like that's what she's up against. That's specifically who she is up against on this list. All right? Let's compare it to Canary. Okay? So stats are the same, 7/7, 4/4, 13/3. Those are all the same. But the weapon, her melee weapon is just martial prowess. It's the main thing there is the crit paralyzed, right? That's nice. Overwhelming is cool. It means that you're basically rolling 5s to defend, but it's single star damage, and that's not great, right? So Acrobat and Stealth versus Acrobat and Kevlar Vest. Then you have the things that really kind of set Canary apart. Hey, what's up, Shadowcat? The things that really set Canary apart from Red Hood, right? Canary Cry, which is, it's a gamble. Okay, Canary Cry, you can you do a blood damage and stunned on an expansive template. That's pretty cool. Hey, what's up, folks? You can't get in the game, but the model looks cool. they are they are quite cool. Um, but yeah, right. So that's a cool. It's a cool ability. What I like about Canary Cry is it is your special. If you looked at Jason Todd, that's the one thing. He's also an 80 rep model, but he did not really have any special abilities. Shockwave is nice. So the thing that's reliable there is actually Shockwave, and then putting push on Canary Cry. Also, it's a good way to sweep like small minions out of the way or keep them stunned. Um, she's got the teamwork with Green Arrow. Again, Green Arrow kind of sucks right now in Batman because of how they do bows. Bows right now are nerfed hard in the game. They should fix bows, and that will fix that crew pretty well. Um, but yeah, so just looking at her, you're like, okay, uh, against Jason Todd. Jason Todd clearly is just going to put in the practical work of putting a model down faster. Canary, what she's going to do is she is going to be running around the board, pushing people away or stunning them or occupying sections of the board and making it very difficult for your opponent to navigate through those areas. That's basically what she is going to do. She's also she's also good for ambush setup, right? I've been good, man. How are you? Thanks for popping in to the. This is. Do they have a? I'm trying to read the on-screen chat is faster than my. Do they have a Decepticons in the DC game? I can't read. Do they have a Decept? Oh, do they have depictions? Okay, got it. Not always, no. I don't believe Canary. I don't believe Canary is in the current DC game. But yeah, let me show you this real quick, guys. So yeah, it's the weirdest thing. Her base is the weirdest thing, right? She's like on some weird like D&D like nature base. This is really one of the strangest choices for Batman. It's like, what? Okay. Anyways, I'm trying to find a home for her because, like I said, I like Black Canary, and I was not happy with. I was not as happy with um, the movie Black Canary. I wanted the comic Black Canary. Now we have comic Black Canary back, but as you can see, I you know I still kind of struggle with where she is going to go, right? Because of her cost, because it's a free agent spot. Oh, cool! You did some painting. Nice. What have you been painting? Anyway, let's flip back here, back to this list. So this is a Christian Bale list that runs Black Canary in it. I didn't have her in here now, and it's a pretty standard list. It gives up all the functionality for Catwoman, who really rocks with this list because of her ability to just continue to put up crazy score. But this is, you can see, it's mostly like Dark Knight Rises style list, which is super cool, right? Anyways, that's so I had that list going, and that was one thing I was thinking about doing. It's a Transformer bad guy. Anyway, but here's what I landed on most recently. Right? This is really where I think, and I gotta try it out, but this is where I think we can really see some Canary put in some work. And this is as you can see, it's my Yas Queen themed Batman list. So it's all the ladies. It's a strong female leads as a Batman list. We got led by Batwoman. Oh, got a spammer. Hold on. Be gone, spammer. Okay. Anyways, so we got, and actually, I don't want Batwoman to lead. I would rather Oracle lead. I don't know. We'll figure that out in a minute. But yeah, so Batwoman is actually kind of a cool, um, leader in this particular instance, right? She also has, so she's also rocking stealth. Oops, I better blow this up again. Historical. Oh, Sludge, huh? I never heard of that game. Okay. So Batwoman, which you initially had no interest in Batwoman. I have the Batwoman model. When she was like 111 rep sidekick, and I was like, "Ooh man, what are you gonna do? You're gonna put her in with Adam West, and she's basically doing the Batman role. Adam West is just trying to arrest people, right?" Um, yeah, Cameron, Birds of Prey. My theory is Birds of Prey are currently the weakest faction in all of Batman right now. So I could do a whole thing on that, why they're bad. But we've sussed, our local group we've kind of sussed this out, why Birds of Prey currently in their current state are shit and they need to be fixed. And I want to play them and it's making me mad. But anyway, because Birds of Prey, you could read some really, like, Birds of Prey first edition Batman were dope as shit, man. They had great characters in there, and now it's just kind of a mess. But okay, so Batwoman, obviously as the Batman, like your main hitter here, is really good on this particular list with all the ladies. So you got that crit stunned on shock gloves, which are basically amped up reinforced gloves, and the 4+ strength. That's all cool, but what's really nice about it is when we go to here to air combat for her role. So basically what air combat says is if Batwoman had either used her bat claw, or if she falls and just uses her bat cape, so if she just jumps off a building, she gets +1 bonus to attack and strength rolls. So strength roll goes down to 3, attack rolls. So it's basically she's matching any Batman in the game right now. And then here's the nice part: triggers crits on a natural of 4+. Okay, that's hot fire because she has crit stunned on her shock gloves. That is amazing. So ideally, you want to go with Batwoman. You probably want to go spend one turn climbing up on a building. And what I love about this is this actually encourages you to use your bat claw, right? So you want to get her up on a building on one turn. Then on the next turn, drop her straight down on top of somebody, and then just unload on that person. And the nice part is you haven't used your special if you did it that way, because then you can just go arrest them after you beat the shit out of them. Never mind. Yeah, sorry, Cam. I know Birds of Prey are. I think they're super fun. I think I think the mistake that they made, Night Models, when they redid Birds of Prey for the movie, is they turned them into a standard crew, and they're a much better team. Okay, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, standard crews are generally like leader, sidekick. You have a boss, a sidekick, maybe a free agent, and then the rest of your team are like goons or cops and that kind of thing, right? That's a standard crew in Batman. A team is where a team is a team up, right? It's where you can take a bunch of free agents and sidekicks and that kind of thing and stick them together, and you have a cool team in Batman. Um, and Birds of Prey in first edition Batman, they were a team, which was cool because then you could run Comic Huntress with Black Canary and Ivy if you wanted to. Harley, you could run Batgirl, who was cheap. You could run Strix, who was just an absolute terror. Anytime you put her in Birds of Prey, you can no longer do that. You can't put Strix in Birds of Prey anymore. That sucks. Huntress has been changed from comic to the other version, which is just not very impressive. And they turned it into a regular crew, meaning you have two options when you're running a Birds of Prey crew these days. You're running either a Poison Ivy crew that has a couple of Birds of Prey in it and plants, which is kind of sad, or you run the movie Birds of Prey crew, which honestly is just bad. They're just not. It's just not great. I'm not saying they're unplayable. I'm not even saying that like they're broken. I'm just saying in the current scale of Batman, they're the weak link. They're the weak faction in the game. And I think they should revert them back to a team and let people play Gotham City Sirens, let people play the fun shit that we were enjoying in V1. I don't know why. Just because the movie came out, you didn't have to mess up that crew. Speaking of which, I don't know if you guys have been following, but there's the Suicide Squad, the latest movie, their crew, Night Models leaked. And it looks awesome because you get Weasel and you get what's his name, disconnecting kick guy or whatever. You get cool character. You get Bloodsport. There's obviously another Harley. There will always be another Harley, and then you also have yeah, it's really cool. But anyways, okay. So my thought here is I want to run the all-female Batman crew led by Batwoman. Okay, because her rules are kind of sick. She's the only real Bat character that really is encouraging you to go up and down buildings and jump on top of shit. That is pretty hot. Not to mention her batarang. Her batarangs are medium range and they're remote controlled. So she can throw batarangs like if she could be on top of said building and she could throw the batter or below. There could be a sniper up on top of a building. She could walk up to the building and throw the batarangs remote controlled and smack that dude on top of the building. That's pretty dope. Anyways, so Batwoman is I've changed my tune on her. She's actually as like the pure leader. She's pretty cool. Actually, I don't want her to lead. I want Oracle to lead. But yeah, so this list, as you can see, also has Oracle in it. So Oracle is there to really kind of just be the administrator for two things. All the suspect play that's going to happen towards your side of the field, because that's what she's good at. And she's also, as leader, she's going to provide inspire for the other boys. So what I have to do, so I got to remove Batwoman real quick. I got to make her the boss. Then I got to go back in and hire Batwoman as the sidekick. Okay, so I just swapped the rank there. You can see Oracle is now the boss. Save that. Let's go back in. But yeah, so far, Batwoman, we're really going to be doing the heavy lifting, heavy combat lifting. Then you have Oracle, who's going to be managing all your suspects. Hacking and scheming 3, that's pretty fire on a character with intel support for 50 rep, right? She's kind of a crutch, I'll admit. Oracle, if you, I I theorized, and I've run this a few different times, but a few different ways. But if you have Oracle and Batwoman, or sorry, and Catwoman on the same list, if you have Oracle and Catwoman on the same list, those two models alone will guarantee you score 20 to 25 points. Not even kidding. If you are running those two models correctly, Oracle and Catwoman, you will score 20 to 25 points with just those two models. As long as they're alive, as long as they're moving things around. I know. It's just really strong. Like you could build so many good like teams around just those two models. Anyway, um, so Oracle's in there for that. Then, and Black Canary, like we said. Then we have basically our three henchmen. So it's just a small Batman list. There's only 6 models in it. But you can see I've got 100 and actually I've got like 230 points in like character models, and that's why. But what we added to this is, so I've got 2 female cops, one of which has a radio and hidden and a pistol. Her job is she's kind of the poor man's Harvey Bullock. Um, she's just going to be walking around the board, you know, looking for the secure the perimeters, that sort of thing, waiting for backup, that sort of stuff. Then you got this one here, GCPD Cop 2, who we painted. She's got a whistle on her. Oh, hey, good night. Good night, Cam. Thanks for popping in, man. Good seeing you. Right, she's got a whistle on her. She's obviously not going to be playing too much of an active role in the game, but you know she's going to benefit from Oracle's Inspire. She'll be dropping a suspect here and there, just keeping things kind of moving on the ground. And then finally, the super fun part of this list is Crazy Jane. Okay, for those of you who watched Doom Patrol, you guys know I actually really like Doom Patrol. I'm like a big fan of Doom Patrol, and playing Crazy Jane is super fun. And pulling her out of Doom Patrol makes me a little bit sad, but this puts her in a team that actually has 6 models, and therefore can do a little bit better. Doom Patrol is super fun to play, but holy crap, when you only have 5 models, it's hard. The sweet spot for Batman, my opinion, BMG, should be running about 7 to maybe 8 models. 7 is a sweet spot, though, I think. I think if you're at 6, you can run a pretty good game, but I think 7 is really where you want to be. If you're over 9, it can be an issue unless you've really figured out what you want to do with your out activation. Okay, anyways, so Crazy Jane, right? So she's got all the personalities, and we don't know what she's going to be doing turn to turn, but she's stupidly fun. She's a henchman. So we give her all the cool stuff. So she's got a radio. Obviously, she's got a pair of handcuffs. So if she could zip around the board, she could be like arresting people that Canary and Batwoman are beating up. Grapple gun, because sometimes you just get a melee version of Crazy Jane and you want to get her up the board real quick. And then this is what's really cool. This patrol training is really a nice upgrade here. This gives her undercover, which is nice, right? So you're starting up the board with Crazy Jane. And so we're able to give her some really good mobility. You know, that's the issue I have with Jane on Doom Patrol, is that it's hard to guarantee mobility for her. She can't really get up the board. She's almost better off just dying and letting Robot Man go nuts. So anyway, it's pretty cool. Here's the deck that I built for them. But I want to try this. This is just like all female Batman crew led by Batwoman. I think it's going to be super fun, and I think it gives Canary a nice spot. You know, she's almost like she's like a point guard. She just helps set up the plays, basically. I I would be lying if I think if I were to say she's a better pick than Catwoman. I mean, then yeah, because like here, let's. This is kind of messed up, but let me just. Here's a thought. You could do the same thing if you wanted to. Um, let's remove her, and let's remove Oracle. Okay, for a second, right? And let's play this a different way. So so now, so we're gonna leave Batwoman in charge, but we're gonna drop in Batgirl instead of Oracle, and we're also going to bring in Catwoman. Right now we have access to the Catwoman side of play. Right, you get the cat. You would get her specific objective. I guess in this case, this is one flaw with this list is you're running Batwoman as the leader, so you're not going to get too much inspire with her zipping around the board the way you need her to. It's still better option than Batgirl. You don't want you don't need Batgirl doing that. Does she have okay? You could give her exhaustive planner if you want. But anyway, yeah. So you could swap that out for you could swap out Oracle and Dinah for Catwoman and Batgirl, and now your list is stupidly fast. And you've got good stealth on there. You've got good. You've got Catwoman is just great for backpack. If you're gonna pull, where is it? Comb through everything, right? She scored that really well. So, like that's another option. You could run that. I could run that as a list, but I got to give Dinah a shot here. I think I think she could surprise me. I right now it's just Catwoman is just way too much good utility to not put on there. But what? Yeah, we're gonna run some Dinah, and we'll see how that goes. I don't want to save that, so let's go back in. Right? I don't know. So that was my long explanation of um, why I'm painting the two miniatures that I'm painting tonight. But they're basically done. They're fun. Now I really just want to throw them on the board, see how we do. But yeah. Anyways, we've been painting for about an hour, probably painting for like 20 minutes, and I was rambling for like 40. Well, we can hang out for a minute or two if anyone has any questions, comments, threats, anything like that. I'm sorry for not really being able to stream as often as I used to. Again, this has more to do with my kids being up later at night, and yeah, just I do like spending more time with them. I guess I could stream later, but you know, I don't know how much Persona 4 you guys want to watch me play. and I just pick up and paint at weird hours sometimes, but so I could always kick the camera on. That's not the issue. It's like I said, it's more about environment with the kids around. In fact, I got to go track down the little guy. I think he's still up. He's awake right now, probably sitting on the sofa in the living room. He's probably sitting on the sofa in the living room. He's probably found himself cookies or something he should not have. And he's got himself a tablet and he's watching his show, living his best life. This kid is my spirit animal. I'm not even kidding you. Like he just finds a comfortable spot. He finds something he's not supposed to be eating, and he's just gonna he's just gonna live. He's gonna live his best life. But yeah, we'll play some. I'll kick on some Persona 4 maybe tomorrow night, actually, because I'm in Kanji's dungeon, which should be fun. Hopefully I can get. I want to level a bit in there, grind a bit, and get to a good level to where I could take you to the boss fight, and we could watch the boss fight. Um, but yeah, am enjoying Persona 4. It is a very fun, very involved game, deeply involved game. But yeah, so um, yeah, let me know tomorrow. I'm not tomorrow afternoon. I might be free for a little bit if anyone's around wants to do anything. So, anyways, I am gonna call it for now, folks. Wait, which one you're? Oh, which kid? Well, my oldest kid. He's asleep right here. He's behind me asleep. He goes out. He's not the problem. He goes down pretty early. Um, the issue with him though is he sometimes like if he has too much salt, he'll get up in the middle of the night and chuck. That's a problem with that kid. He's just a chucker. He's like that's the reason why he's back there is um, he wants to stay nearby in case he's not feeling well. And then but the 5-year-old Darius, I can hear him. He's like stomping around upstairs. Yeah. So, anyways, I think we're gonna call it here, guys. Again, thanks everyone for watching. But yeah, we got some. We're gonna play some female, 100% female Batman crew, the Yas Queen Batman crew. So, thanks everyone for watching. And yeah, tomorrow night we'll hop on play some Persona 4 on Twitch. So, thanks again for everyone for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.